Manchester United have officially announced the signing of Joshua Zirkzee, and what an exciting signing it is. Joshua Zirkzee has spoken out in a little interview. Dan Ashworth has spoken about that signing and more. But on top of Joshua Zirkzee being announced today, Manchester United have dropped their squad, travelling for the game against Rosenborg tomorrow. I will do a match reaction to that game, so make sure you subscribe for that. And then, most importantly, a really big update has come in on Leny Yoro and Man United. It could be advancing your way. It's getting a little bit exciting. It's getting like, oh, I was 99% sure Leny Yoro is going to Real Madrid, but now actually, I think there's a strong chance. We'll get into the Leny Yoro news, then we've got some more transfer news on Ligt and more, and then we'll get into the latest on Camboire and his exit. So please do hit that like button. Of course, subscribe down below to Alice Talks if you're new, and I am recording this just before the England game, so if anything does break, it might not be in this video in the next few hours. So let's talk about Joshua Zirkzee to Manchester United. Zirkzee has been announced, and Joshua Zirkzee said this: having had discussions with the manager Erik ten Hag and the leaders of the club, I know how exciting the future is going to be here, and I cannot wait to play my part in Manchester United, in achieving success for Manchester United. Zirkzee had an agreement with Milan. Joshua Zirkzee was really happy to go to AC Milan. He wanted to go to AC Milan. And then ten Hag spoke to him, Ineos spoke to him about the project, and all of a sudden he wants United. And I think that's really exciting because he's saying he wants United after what he spoke to ten Hag about, what he spoke to Ineos about. Obviously, Ruud van Nistelrooy coming in, Barada coming in, getting deals done. The players were working on making a big bid for Leny Yoro. It is exciting times. Ineos are making the right approach, and they've obviously had a conversation with Zirkzee, and he believes the future of Manchester United is going to change. The future of Manchester United is going in the right direction. Erik ten Hag spoken to him. This is a player that both Ineos and ten Hag wanted, and I think that this is particularly exciting in all honesty, because I think we'll actually be convinced him to come when he had an agreement with AC Milan. The project presented to him must have been quite good. Joshua Zirkzee also said, I'm a player who has always done everything possible to win. I'm ready to take on this new challenge, take steps in my career and win other trophies. It is a privilege to join such an emblematic club. So he said again, he's going to give everything for the club. And one thing we know about Joshua Zirkzee is he's incredibly hardworking. He's got the work rate. He's got the desire. He's got the attitude. He's a good player. He's a good technical player. The reason I'm excited about Joshua Zirkzee is he's not a 30-goal a season striker, and he never will be. Højlund potentially could be that, but he's someone that's going to improve the players around him. And when we're not creating service for a striker, he's someone that's going to, create service for the players around him and get involved in play even when he's in the graveyard shift. Dan Ashworth then spoke about the Joshua Zirkzee signings, and Dan Ashworth said this: one of the main objectives this summer was to find a striker who would strengthen our already very successful attacking sector. We're delighted to have managed to sign a player of the calibre of Joshua Zirkzee so early in the window, and it is a really exciting addition. Also, I think one of the good things about Zirkzee is he's a player that can play with Højlund. We spent a lot of money on Højlund. I think Højlund's a great player. I think people are forgetting that Højlund got more goals and assists than any player aged 21 or under in the Premier League. Højlund was, in the top 3 European scorers for the Euros qualifiers. He was, ranked top of the Champions League group stage scoring. He's got 16 goals for Manchester United. He was signed off the back of a 9-goal season, unexperienced striker at age 20, and he got 16 goals in his first season for United. I think people are forgetting Højlund's a really good striker, and Zirkzee isn't here to replace Højlund, but he's here for one, healthy competition, 2, injury cover, 3, tactical versatility. Zirkzee and Højlund are such different type strikers. Zirkzee is more of a creator that drop deeps and facilitates Rashford. Højlund's someone that wants ball to feet and is a bit more of a transitional threat. You've got 2 options that play very differently, that can allow for 2 styles of football. You've got 2 players that can potentially play together, and you've got Zirkzee that will improve the technical flowing of the squad. So why Højlund is great, I think Zirkzee was the perfect signing when you look at the 40 million fee, when you look at the age, because of his technical profile and how different he is and how we can balance that out with Højlund. I think it's a really, really exciting signing for Manchester United. Dan Ashworth also said that Zirkzee is an exceptional talent who is ready to make an impact at Manchester United. His ability and desire to become a world-class player means he will be a great addition to the squad and what we're building for the future. And Dan Ashworth is absolutely correct. It's a really, really exciting signing in Joshua Zirkzee. Now, before I get into Leny Yoro news, I want to talk about Manchester United travelling news, squad news ahead of the game tomorrow. Obviously, Anana will speak about the players that are missing, but there's a lot of young players, because obviously a lot of players at Copa America and Euros haven't returned to training yet. But Harry Amas, Toby Collier, Jack Fletcher, Ethan Williams and Ethan Wheatley are 5 young players that I've highlighted. Now, there's loads of great talented young players in there. Agonai's one as well to keep an eye on. But they were the 5 I highlighted as my main 5 to keep an eye on. Ethan Wheatley we've seen him play. Harry Amas has been heavily talked about. Harry Amas and Toby Collier are 2 players that ten Hag's expected to give more minutes to. Jack Fletcher, Ethan Williams and Ethan Wheatley all had fantastic seasons for the academy. So they're 3 players I'd keep an eye on in that match. 3 really exciting players. But I think most of these players really are really exciting young players. as well. Which dives us into the next news. So Maguire is not in the squad because he's continuing to work on his recovery from injury at Carrington. Andre Onana, Victor Lindelof, Ahmad and Anthony Sancho are all working on their fitness at the training ground in line with individual schedules, which is why they're not available. I believe that Lindelof will be sold. Apparently Anthony, Ahmad and Sancho and Onana do have fitness issues. But doesn't sound like anything major. Obviously, Malacia will be out because he'll be working on his fitness issues. But I believe that those players will be back and ready for the tour. I don't want to, we just had such bad injury problems last season. The worst thing that could happen is going into next season with injury problems already. So let's talk about Leny Yoro. We're 5 minutes into the video and we've got loads of positive news coming out on Leny Yoro, and I've not gone into it. And I've always said I think Leny Yoro will end up at Real Madrid. He seems Real Madrid bound, but Leny Yoro to United, it seems to be heating up a bit. I think we'll know this week. I think we'll know within the next week what is happening between Leny Yoro and Manchester United. So it was said by the credible Florian Plettenberg that Manchester United hope that Leny Yoro will give them a yes soon. It was said that Leny Yoro is Manchester United's top priority, and they're now Real Madrid's main rivals for Euro signing and are pushing very hard to sign him. The next days will be key in the Leny Yoro transfer saga, and Man United has presented a very convincing argument that have made them Real Madrid's biggest rivals for Leny Yoro, and that PSG and Liverpool are practically out of the race for Leny Yoro. He will either join Real Madrid or Manchester United this summer, and Willy Camballer's departure made the arrival of Leny Yoro a priority for Manchester United. So let's dive back into this. Man United hope that Leny Yoro will give them a yes soon. Man United are waiting for the yes from Leny Yoro. The deadline apparently is next week, so probably the next few days we'll know if he's coming or not. Now, we know that Leny Yoro is our top priority. We know that we're pushing for him. We know that we've given him a very good offer. We're working really hard to sign him. Lille are pushing him towards United. United are trying to push and convince him of game time and this exciting project as well. Real Madrid is starting to look at alternatives to Euros. The next few days is going to be so key in the Leny Yoro saga. We're going to know in the next few days if he wants to come or not. Hopefully it's not Frankie de Jong 2.0 and he does want to come. But it was said that Man United has presented very convincing arguments that have made them the biggest rivals of Leny Yoro, which I think is interesting about that, because PSG and Liverpool wanted to sign Leny Yoro, but they thought, oh, he's going to go Real Madrid. Man United have been convincing enough that it's between Man United and Real Madrid. He's not interested in Liverpool. He's not interested in PSG. He will choose Man United or Real Madrid. It's being said on Leny Yoro. He's really considering that Man United offer. He quote tweeted stuff to say that was saying, he didn't want to come to United. He was saying that it's a lie. Man United wouldn't have made a bid for Leny Yoro if they didn't think there was a chance. Man United obviously know that Real Madrid aren't going to give Lille the money they want for Leny Yoro, so Lille are going to push him to come to United. United know they've done a good job with youth. They're going to present in game time. And you also really, really want this guy. This guy is a priority. And if they can get this guy over Real Madrid, that is a statement from Ineos. If we can get Leny Yoro in ahead of Real Madrid, that's a statement. I think it's really going to advance. But for a guy that I thought was destined to go to Real Madrid, I think the fact that he's still considering it, we know that PSG aren't particularly in the race. I think it's getting really, really exciting. Liverpool being ruled out, all of that kind of stuff as well. So that is the latest on Leny Yoro, but what is the latest on Ligt? Does that impact the Ligt deal? Apparently not, even though they're both right footers. It was said that even if Matthijs de Ligt joins Man United, the club still want to sign Leny Yoro. Now we can't get Branthwaite, and now Camballer's been sold. I think Leny Yoro is that priority for Man United. I think they almost want to push Leny Yoro over the line before De Ligt, even though it's been reported that De Ligt's expected to be the next done deal at Manchester United. And it was said on Willy Camballer that he's just completed his medical as a new Villarreal player, a €10 million package plus add-ons for a buyback and sell-on clause. So I think we could have got a bit more money for Willy Camballer, but we've got a buyback clause in that, and we've got a sell-on clause in that. So that is quite positive signs, and hopefully we do get some decent money if he is sold, or potentially if he's really good, we could be even buying back. But I think, to be honest, Leny Yoro will probably be a better player than Camballer. And I think we've had a 42 million bid accepted for Leny Yoro. Leny Yoro knows we want him because we're willing to pay what Real Madrid aren't willing to pay for him. We're pushing, we're giving him a 5-year deal, game time, presenting this project to him. I think we'll know in the coming days if Leny Yoro accepts Man United. And I think it's exciting for Leny Yoro. I think, he does want Real Madrid. His heart's set on Real Madrid, but he's only on a little bit of money at Lille. He's practically still on academy player salary, that if Lille say, well, we're not going to accept Real Madrid's offer unless they match Man United's offer, he's going to have to stay at Lille another year on a poor salary, or, extend his contract at Lille and then hope Real Madrid will pay the money to bring him in next season, which is no guarantee. It's one of those where he may actually be sort of pushed towards joining United. And hopefully we can get Leny Yoro done. We've got Zirkzee done. That is official. It's getting exciting. Guys, make sure you hit that like button. Of course, subscribe down below if you're new. Thank you for watching. Bye.